This one is a lot less interesting visually than...
Very reading based, honey.
Yeah, it is a lot less interesting compared to visually than Return of the Obra Dinn, which has an extremely weird and cool graphical design. And it's like you're looking around still like 3D environments of like people getting torn apart by like tentacle creatures and stuff, and people shooting monkeys and weird things like that, like on a boat. It's such a cool game. Fucking love that game. But so far I am liking this one, and I'm getting so excited for some of these little twisties to show themselves officially, and not just me jumping the gun on probably what are big plot twists. Yeah, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it's like where I was thinking we were a tulpa in the last game, Alone in the Dark, which I was wrong about. I was also wrong about the feast, which wasn't really a feast, and it was just they offered me a bowl of gumbo that I didn't even accept.
That's why I was very hesitant when I was like, you were saying he's a tulpa. I was like, right.
Was that at least one of the different endings you could get?
No. It wasn't part of any of the endings at all.
I think maybe I'm now even the most disappointed of all. Okay, we're not dwelling on that. All right, back into the game. All right, so short press release that the Roottrees Candy Company released today to news organizations. December 6th, 1998. It is with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy, whose names we don't give a fuck about. The entire Roottrees family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumph and accomplishments. They go on to list some of those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned... Oh, yes, we got it. Yes, the Watchman of the Year title. What the fuck did they want from us for this goddamn Watchman of the Year title?
Nothing.
He got it?
He's just the Watchman of the Year.
1987. Okay, but yeah, but like... God, they keep hitting me on this.
Well, we keep searching about the two people who got Watchman of the Year.
How about Roottrees Candy Company resident? All right. Pretty much has. We did search for the Roottrees Candy Company, right? Oh, Candy Company history. Run by president with input and votes from extended family. As mentioned, every president has been a direct descendant.
So there's no CEOs. There's president.
Still the wait, hold on. We don't have... They don't even have a picture here of Carl and Brenda. How about Brenda Roottrees? You stumble across an auction for a black and blue dress. That's a Brenda white original. A black and blue dress, really? You sure it's not white and gold? The auction describes it as a vintage dress from before Brenda became Brenda Roottrees and started designing clothes for Root. The white and gold dress itself doesn't seem relevant to your search. They just went and changed the what the colors were from black and blue to white and gold.
Type in just Brenda White.
Okay, but Janine, did you see that though? They changed it from black and blue to white and gold. Okay. Very funny. Okay.
Okay. That's it. Maybe type in Brenda and Carl Roottrees.
How about Roottrees Lane Crash?
Lane.
How can I not get a fucking picture for this goddamn these fucking people?
Type in the Roottrees family.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and put fucking President Fifth here. Yeah, Carl Roottrees, all right. Oh, you know what I just saw right here?
Gwyn Roottrees?
Gwyn Roottrees is a star.
Yeah.
This person is not a star.
Does not have star. So it's Gwendolyn.
Oh my god, these fucking double T's. I always want to put one fucking T in there. Yeah, so this must be Gwendolyn. Alright, so we got the first 5 kids done. The 5 pieces are in place. Not locked in, but they are in place. Okay, so we have President Fifth here. We're gonna go ahead and just put that in there. How the fuck am I gonna get this goddamn picture? Because there's got to be something I need to search for to get, because these are easy to find online. Carl Roottrees. What do I search for? Find Carl. We've already searched for his name. So let's see what else we can do. We've already searched for root. You searched for the company name. December 6, 1998. Maybe if we just search the date, might get a news story. Nope. Oh my fuck.
Maybe Carl and Brenda Roottrees?
Carl.
No.
How to get his... Okay, hold on. Maybe we already have his picture. Can we look back at that? Plane crash. Maybe we can...
arrows up there?
Maybe we can do... Plane crash. There are many articles about the recent plane crash. Almost all of them reiterate what you've heard on the news. There was an icy storm that affected the area much earlier and harsher than expected, and the pilot reported a loss of control before calling in a mayday. Experts don't have all the information yet, but some are speculating it had to do with wind shear, a sudden downward burst of wind. On one article, you spot some comments saying the Roottrees must be cursed after so many deaths in the family. Maybe there isn't a curse. Maybe there's a... Oh dear, it's a raid. Oh, darling dear is raiding us. Oh, thank you, darling dear. It appears. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
The argument started somewhere civil, but go on and on for 6 pages. There are 25 comments per page, and by midway down the 3rd page, they've deteriorated into a full-on flame war. Okay, so Roottrees curse. Let's look that up. There's a long, rambly conspiracy website with very small, very red text on a black background that says that the Roottrees are cursed. It has been very recently updated with the following. Important update. With Carl and Brenda and their girls, that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottree... Oh, there we go, 5. But 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottree company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now, just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. This cannot be coincidence. Okay, so there's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. A secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corner simultaneous 4-day time cubes. The author of this site seems to agree. The entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff 75 at prodigy.us. asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof was fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. Well, that's nice. The first entry is from 1996 and has a blurry picture of the Roottree Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by the website's author from behind a fence and through some trees. It seems that Operation RT-29 is real. Oh, sorry. It seems that Operation RT-29 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29, 1996. The website footer says, all images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. Oh, there is a lot of information on this page. There's a lot of information. Ah, nice. Darling dear. I am actually having a lot of fun with it so far, so I'm looking forward to just jumping more deeper into this mystery of what's going on here. Okay, so Reika, we've got that Guy is one of the presidents. Reika?
Yeah, I'm reading that right now.
Okay, so because I know you were taking down some notes. So Guy is a president and Ernie Madsen Jr. is a president. 5 pieces wrapper creates a Mayan ruby skull. I don't think that's important. Or that's probably not important. But we might want to look into this. Our Operation RT-29.
RT-29?
Yeah. I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but let me just do a spider search. You find more conspiracy websites. Some people out there claim that the Rootrees are changing the candy recipe to include more and more chemicals, and that this was done in cooperation with bad actors from an unknown government. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it is possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day, so long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over. And that every 4 years on a leap year, the Roottree Company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. Their proof is that Roottree candies contain polyglycerol, polyrysinolate, I cannot read that, an ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it first released. They claim it is added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children that have already eaten Roottree candy in the past. You do an additional search for that, and it seems to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. Okay, yeah, that's not a thing. We're not going into that anymore. But you got down those 2 names, so we can come back to that stuff later.
Guy and Ernie?
Yeah. So we got the Roottree curse on here. And apparently we weren't able to get a picture of Carl on this at all. So that's nice. Miracle. Just kind of taking a look around the board, I think. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to come back to that Carl's picture. I just don't know why. Can't see.
Well, we learned 2 other presidents, so Guy and Ernie.
Yeah. But we can try looking up some of these other people now. Blood relative.
We need to look for 3 more blood relatives.
Yeah.
Or was it 6 more?
I think we need 6 in total. Or maybe we needed 6 more. I don't remember exactly. But it doesn't matter.
The star ones are easy to find online, possibly.
Well, supposedly. But again, Carl, and especially since Carl just died, I can't believe, like, we saw a picture of him on the TV. You'd think his face would be all over the place. But
we could try looking for Miracle Jr.
Yeah. Let's just go down the list. We
already finished one.
For Elias and Gwyneth, I mean? Yeah. Let's look up Gwyn Roottrees. See what we get. You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized, and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwyn Roottrees is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There's a widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Did you know trivia? Gwyn was the granddaughter of Elias Roottrees, the founder of Roottrees Candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Interesting. So interesting. Okay, so now we have her picture, and we know that her mother is one of the direct daughters. We'll take a look at that picture. Oh, gee, mama! Oh, now there's a looker. This photo is a widely circulated photo of Gwyn Roottrees. You have seen it on multiple websites about old films. Gwyn Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. He will be marked on the chart with a star. Back to that spider search. So did it say who her dad was, or no? It didn't. Her father took her mother's name. Okay, so head to the board. So
one of the moms.
So the daughters there was Gwendolyn, who I'm gonna put money on, but there was also Margaret, right?
Yeah.
So this one here has a star, so that could be her. Over here, there's no star, which tells me that this is Gwyn. Gwyn Roottrees. And she was
Actress.
an actress. Or they don't have actress, so instead actor. Oh, I didn't click on her face. Okay. Because they don't have actress, right? No, and she wasn't like a director or screenwriter, right? I didn't miss that on here, did I? Biggest role was in a movie. Yeah, actress. Okay, yeah, so yeah, she's an actor. Okay. We don't know who the father was. Oh, whoa, the father took the name. So all we know is that the father was a okay, well, we can fill that in later. Right now, remember, we're focusing right now on the stars. That's what we're focusing on right now. Red Roottrees. You find information on a website about strange historical facts. Aloysius Herring Roottree, aka Red, was an appointed judge, and you know, I'm just gonna start highlighting stuff. I keep forgetting I could do that too. Oh my god, I didn't know highlighting stuff means you can take notes. Cool, I didn't know that. This is my first time I highlighted something. Oh, okay. Was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was... Okay, so hold on. Judge. Because he was the ambassador to Ireland for about 6 days. What?
So he was appointed.
Oh, you know
judge.
what? We'll just say judge, politician, ambassador. Right? Yeah, ambassador. For only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence, and he was defeated in a landslide. Okay, so we'll type in here racist and not related. Let's go to the board. We got some asshole out here who's not related whatsoever, just floating out here on their own on the board. What's this say? Don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Yeah, we found that out on our own. Always use a person's most recent occupation. Okay, most recent occupation. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I don't know. We might just be ignoring red. Oh, red Roottrees. Because it's a red herring. Yes, gotcha. Okay. Jim Roottrees. James Roottrees. We'll go ahead and make a fucking highlight for this now. Now that I know all about this. Oh, herring is even in his name.
Yeah.
Okay. James Roottrees is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRue. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. It's now in your evidence folder. Oh, cool, we get to listen to music. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans, who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Okay, so Jim and Diamond.
Don't forget to add the wife is Diamond or LaRue.
Yeah. Up here, I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Yes. Wife is Diamond. Rue. So she would be French, like moi. And then we've got, he is a, what would you say? Musician. We can get something out of that. Musician with wife. Okay. We got their song. That might be all that's really important here necessarily. We listen to that song though. That might be interesting. Oh, we can click on their faces. Hell yeah.
That looks cool.
Rollin' On Down to the City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. According to the liner notes, it satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics, kind of like right now, enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came across from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you never heard of it before now. Yeah, probably, and not because it doesn't actually exist in real life. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet." It is credited to Peter Janowicz from MMM. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottrees, vocals by Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue. Jim Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. He will be marked on the chart with a star. The lyrics of this song contain no clues. Okay. Awesome. Cool. I like the way they tell you the lyrics of the song contain no clues. So you don't waste your time trying to like what does it mean? Okay, so he is a, what was it? They said it was a great grandson. All right, let's head to the board. Jim is a great grandson, which means he's going to be on this level and is going to be one of the stars. There's only 2 stars on this level, which means Jim is this one right here. Right? Has to be.
Yeah, it would be that one, I believe.
Yeah, but it's weird because I just think it's weird because, okay. Because we have her picture, but it does, like, we don't have a place to put her picture.
There's 2 different wives.
2 different wives, what?
There's 2 question marks right there.
2 question marks? These are children.
No,
What?
right there next to the place where the spouts would be.
Oh. Oh. Gotcha. Let's see. Position. Well done. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. Also lock the following optional entries. Booyah. Okay, so she's not correct up here. So farmer wasn't correct.
Okay, let's go looking for her again to see.
Yeah, her family owned a farm, but obviously she wasn't a. You find some information. Website for the first Anderson maple farm. Pictures including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottrees was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers, so as the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson maple farm so long as she married. Oh, it is true though. Remember, it's their latest occupation is what they have. So
yeah,
she wouldn't be a farmer then because she was a farmer beforehand. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup, blah, blah, blah. And it will be on their... On their website, there's still daily demonstrations and tours that show off me as a housewife.
Oh, she was just a housewife. Right there, housewife. Alright.
Alright. So, next time after the next 3 blood relatives... it should lock her in at that point.
Yeah.
In fact, actually,
we need 2 more then.
She should count as a blood relative though. So yeah, we should just need 2 blood relatives. That's right, because she's not considered married in. Okay, so I think what this means is that because she's locked in, so we had
Brenda White is locked in.
What?
I said Brenda White is locked in.
Yeah. We still need a freaking picture here.
Picture.
But I think what this means, because she's locked in, is that there was a different picture we could have gotten for her. And then the fact that he's locked in, but there's still 2 question marks, means that there's probably 2 other pictures we could have gotten for James.
That's cool.
So as far as I can tell, you don't need to get every picture as long as you get a picture.
But it'd be cool to get all of them.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe you get an achievement for getting all of them or something. Oh, look, even down here, there's another picture we can get for Reyna.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's head back to our specialties.
That's not done because we need Gwyneth.
Yeah. Wish we could get fucking Carl's... I just don't know what we would have to search to get Carl's picture. Because I feel like we've just gotten, like... Let me... head back to this thing. Carl Roottrees, 1986. Carl Roottrees. 1987. Let's try that as spider search. Oh, you know what? You know what? Hold on. Every 10 years they publish the list.
Oh,
It's
yeah, his
published.
picture might be in there.
Business Watch. So we need... Would they have a copy of this in the public library? But the public library needs...
An author. Who Watchman of the Year? Who publishes Watchman of the Year? It might have a name for the article person.
It might
who
be
wrote it.
Watchman of the Year, might be... That might be the... And then this one here might be Business Watch.
Go.
Maybe if we go up to here, maybe if we put in Business Watch here. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on company CEO. Does not host any online archives on any site. You can find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. Okay.
Maybe just type in Carl Roottrees.
There we go. Carl Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year. His work with Root. The cover and summary of the article has been added to your evidence.
There we go.
I just needed to figure out how to work that periodicals thing. There it is. Business Watch. Carl Roottrees grabs life by the roots.
Yes, and Carl Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987, and a photo of him appears on the cover. According to the cover, Business Watch is the magazine for and about corporate leaders, and has ongoing coverage of who's who in the corporate world. Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottrees Candy, but rather a clothing company, Root. There's a brief history. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother, looking for a creative outlet. She spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with the other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottrees, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Word spread. By 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands. Seeing the demand, Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become president of Roottrees at the time, spearheaded Root.
Okay. So, Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr.
Ernie Jr. was the 4th president.
Yes. And he is second cousin. Now, second cousin means that they hold on, this is in the journal because I'm terrible with this kind of stuff. Second cousin means that they share great grandparents, but not grandparents. So so this is them. This is their parents. This is their grandparents. So this is their grandparents. They share great grandparents. which means that Ernie Jr. is not in this line here.
No,
As a
he's in
second
the other
cousin,
line.
he's in other line.
With a
What?
doesn't have a star.
Yeah, we already know he doesn't have a star. All right, well, that doesn't give us a lot to go on right now. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We also learned that... Okay, hold on. How many other LaRues were there? Just curious.
There's
Jessica,
Jane and Kim.
Jane, Kim, and then there's also Rafferty LaRue's. But it would be weird because we have LaRue Diamond, but we have Roottrees here. You would think that they would have Roottrees as a... So I wonder if there's other LaRues involved somewhere on this. I was just curious because I remember seeing other LaRues. They did mention a daughter here. They mentioned that there's a daughter here that's about the same age as Raina. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's an older sibling, because they could have the daughter that's the same age still be the younger, and they have an older sibling still. Okay. Still, regardless, you know what we have? No picture yet, because I need to click on his actor. A handsome guy. That Carl. Handsome man. Boom. Okay. We need one more blood relative. Let's go back and hit up that notable Roottrees.
Lauren Roottrees.
Author Lauren Roottrees, a distant relative of the Roottrees sisters, so this is a distant one, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Oh, and then remember we saw Rafferty LaRue's, right? To little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottrees, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries, released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars, spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style, and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottrees. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. He followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans referred to as the Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. Alright, so let's take a look for Court Jester. Romance in Court is a book by Lauren Roottrees. It is the first and most famous of a series of 3 books off the Court Jester series. All 3 books in the series are about different romances, but told via the same narrator. You can probably surmise the narrator's profession. The 2 other books were called Return to Court and New Romance in Court. Searching for them online yields few results. The books had some popularity when they were released, and now, 30 years later, they aren't in high demand. Let's look up A Life Between.
Because the diary has been reprinted recently. Library.
Library.
It's public library. So book type. Hold on. Life Between War. And this was. I don't want to have to type all this stuff out, so.
Why can't you just type it?
Because I don't want to. What was it? A Life Between Wars?
I don't know. And you're typing that.
Because it went away when I went away before, okay? Just relax. Printing diary. Okay, I'm printing stuff. It seems you've hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You even find a hardcover edition for students that has full-page, high-quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary have been added to your evidence. Cool, 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 cool. Oh my gosh, okay. Jesus Christ. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. Caption: this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo, since Miracle was in it and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Okay, well, first off, I want to point out that there are people in the background. And I don't know if they might be important. Remember I said that there might be some kind of like little hidden people? Alright, well, let's grab some of those pictures. Alright, well, very obviously, that's Miracle, right? If these are the 5 pieces, that's obviously the youngest one.
Yeah.
She appears to be the older of the 2 sisters. And he appears to be the older of the 2 brothers, but I can't really of the brothers, but I can't necessarily say or tell for certain. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. So Angie, Miracle, and I are about the same age. That's interesting to know. Interesting. We were told
So
only the
Angie
5
and
pieces.
I.
Posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later they never even took. Can I click on these people? Yeah, I could click on him, but I cannot click on anybody else. So, oh, that might be a special secret guy. I could click on him. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes of that. All right. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is The Next Generation. Caption: an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me, he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwyn. Grandma insisted we include which is fine. We already have Gwyn's picture, and Gwyn is done. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why including Sam. I also didn't think of it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. All right. So Sam sounds like he might be that kind of illegitimate child we were talking about before, and that's why they didn't understand why they were including Sam in the picture. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to clicking.
That's a lot of people.
And supposedly one of these is Miracle. I'm assuming him, because remember Miracle before had an eye patch.
Yeah.
And so maybe Miracle lost the other eye. All right.
We got a lot of pictures.
Yes, we did. Holy shit. Okay, so we've got a lot to talk about here. We got a lot of work to do, I should say.
That one was an info dump.
There was a lot, yeah. Okay, so this one we think was the oldest looking of the girls in the black and white. Or Gwendolyn. And then Elias Jr. We think...
Eli looks closest to the grandpa.
Let's go back to the notes for so Pop even had it framed that okay, so this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. This is Lauren's diary, right?
Yeah.
Lauren Roottrees. Who was Lauren's father? Did we know who that was?
We haven't figured that out. All she kept saying was Pops.
Lauren Rafferty. So she married somebody named after, and she was an author. And her husband died. She had 2 children, or she had at least a child. She was a mother. Name. And a young widow and mother, as well as... Okay, so yeah, but we know that's Pops on the left with blonde hair. Okay, so that's Pops though there on the left. It's taken to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Okay, well, she wouldn't say Pops and Eli Jr.'s. That must be Eli Jr. in the middle. And then her dad is not Eli Jr. Right? With the way she's saying it. So Elias Jr. must be him. And then Fancy Edward then must be there. Which means Lauren is down here. One of these. Marguerite must be here. Which makes sense because blonde. And she looks like Gwyn.
Yeah.
And then over here we have
Miracle.
Okay.
And she had a sibling, so we could try to find one where there's 2 together.
Who had a sibling?
Lauren, right? Because there's keeps talking about Angie and I.
No, not necessarily. Angie could be one of like these other kids.
Well, she's also a star.
That's true. She is a star, which means, yo, that's true. She has to be this one here then. Okay. So this one here then has to be, it's true. We didn't even think about that. Lauren Roottrees.
It also shows that it's married and had a kid.
And we know she was an author. And she was married to a
Rafferty.
Rafferty.
So there's Chris, Clark, and Jacob.
I don't know if it's said.
Try typing Rafferty. Maybe it could tell us if they're married to her or not.
Her husband. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go back though to the. Let's go back to the pictures. Though. Let's keep looking at the pictures. Let's deal with that first. Next generation. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation for old time's sake. We gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. Okay, so okay. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together. Oh, that's another thing too, is that, remember, it says that it's her and her brothers, and that there's 4 of them together, okay?
Oh yes, sibling.
And
Four
so
brothers.
we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. So these are her brothers then. And
So
that's
that must be her in the blue dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's put her in. Well done. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. You've
Nice.
also locked the following optional entries. None.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
none.
But that's we know we didn't though. That's fine. We're getting stuff. It's okay. We're working on it.
You're on
Here.
a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
I wonder if maybe there was some burst pipes because of a break-in at the office.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
We need to find 9.
Yeah, but we got some good stuff rolling here. Okay, I know we just got some new evidence, but let's keep working on this here real quick, okay? So zooming out of this. Wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left. Okay, so we know that the one that looks like Pops is Eli.
Yeah.
So that must be. Then again, they all 3 of them kinda, maybe not him. Man, I don't know.
We can include Sam. Sam must be the youngest one down there.
I would think so. But I was up with those. They insisted the 4 was. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen, of course. Grandma also insisted we included Sam, even if we, didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. Yeah, we're kind of just. Well, not necessarily. Remember, Sam could be Samantha.
I'm just saying Sam.
What?
But which?
Yeah, we don't know who Sam is. You said Sam could be the little kid, but we don't know. We got no clue.
Who else was in the picture?
No,
Miracle
that
was
little
in it?
kid's probably Miracle Jr. Look at Miracle
Oh
here.
yeah, that's true.
In fact, I'm probably gonna go just slot that one in there with the way Miracle's holding on to him.
That's Miracle Jr.
because remember, it's their generation. So like on the board,
Oh, that's true.
it's going to be this whole group here.
Put that picture right there then.
Yeah, I'm going to put Miracle Jr. here. And you know what? I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to upgrade Miracle's picture up here.
We don't know who that one is.
I don't know.
You have so many names, so many stuff.
Yeah, we do. All right. Well, let's see. Okay, well, let's see if we can we still have a goal, and that's getting these crossed off. We have one more, Miracle Jr.
Miracle Jr.
Let's finish that first goal, and then I say let's work on some of these spouses for the people that we already found out, okay? Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is part of the Miracle Network. Oh, great. He's an asshole. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. Okay, so I think that already gives us some things here. We now know his spouse is Edith. And we know that he was a televangelist isn't on here. Is con man on here? Con man is what are these options?
Well, what did it say about him again? Go back.
Preacher.
Oh.
Preacher's on there. We can put preacher. Okay. So that should be good and locked in. We won't know until we get like another 3, of course, right?
Yeah.
So then let's start working on these spouses. And I think the best way to do that is to just search for the names of the people we have. So Miracle Roottrees. You find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Roottrees estate. It's quite bare bones, but it has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Roottrees. Miracle Roottrees arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems. but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over those complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottrees Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottrees name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. The power of the Lord come into a town near you. Below the blurb is a flyer about the tour, which is in your evidence. Witness the power of the Lord. Summer
my God.
96,
He named
3
his Miracle
generations
the
of
Third.
miracle testimony. Special appearance from Miracle Roottrees in his 68th year on God's earth. Children now welcome, celebrate with your pastor, Miracle Third, and his wife, Nicole. Okay, so
The wife name is Nicole.
so this is Miracle the Third. This should be Junior here as well. And the wife is Nicole. So a flyer for the 3 Generations of Miracles tour. The flyer is a few years old. It comes from 1996. The names are listed are Miracle Jr., who is said to be world famous and gets top billing. Miracle Jr. is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence, and he will be marked on the chart with a star. Miracle Roottrees, who the flyer says will make a special appearance. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole, who are said to be youth pastors. All right. Well, that was nice. We did not have that. We did not expect to suddenly get this filled in, huh?
Oh, there's 2 Nichols. Oh, Smith.
Oh, did it say Smith on the flyer?
No,
Then how do you know it was Smith?
because Ernie Madsen Jr., I would think that could be why.
Possibly. I mean, I guess, we can always... Okay, we can... If it doesn't lock in, then we'll know, right? And we can change it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's cheating a little, but... Okay. Well, we know this is Preacher, so we can put that in. And we can update his picture to one that's a little... Yeah, older. I think it's weird having like children's faces on here, when they're like adults now. We should use whatever like the most current one is.
I just.
You just what?
Because
Cause
remember one of the president's name is Ernie Madsen Jr.? I'm thinking that Nicole Madsen might be the wife.
probably not. Maybe a sister. Because remember, the wives will have their maiden names. Which is why Edith is Jacobson and Nicole here isn't, Roottrees. All right, so we've got the miracles. Should be locked in. Whoa, no, because we don't know. Whoa, if he's making a special appearance, then Miracle Roottrees should also be a preacher.
I think he might be a preacher too.
Yep, 3 preachers.
Wow.
3 assholes.
I was right.
Yeah, Will Smith. And we got Edith Jacobson. We didn't get fucking Miracle's spouse.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
That's what this is what we were trying to get.
Oh my God.
All right, well, let's keep trying for that because I want to get that. Let's do. 14.
It doesn't even mention the name of the wife.
Let's try Miracle Roottrees Jr. Put it in that way.
You think it'd say
Same
something about the
thing.
mom?
Yeah, the wife, the mother.
Miracle Roottrees' wife. Maybe targeting the Miracle Network. It might say stuff about the group.
Try Clergy Watch. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name and promotion, but no, this is the same thing here. What did you say?
Try typing Miracle Network.
How about Miracle Roottrees Estate?
Oh yeah, the estate. Oh.
Miracle Network. I already typed that in, right? And that was nothing.
Yeah.
Testimony of the Miracles of Roottrees. The plural of multiple people named Miracle Roottrees is Miracles Roottrees. Because pluralizing things like that is fun. Yeah, it's like the attorneys general. Cool, that's just all right. They're fucking with us. They knew that we would search that, and they put that in there. How the fuck are we gonna? His father's test level. How are we going to? Lies with impossible. Younger than his brother. Where'd that lead? Built the power of God inside. He triumphed over these. Regained his sight. This just did
Nothing.
the same damn thing.
Try to put
How
Miracle
about-
Roottrees' wife.
Okay, wait, what was the...
Uh,
Hold on. Miracle Third. The same damn thing. Yeah, let's just try Miracle Roottrees wife.
no, you can't even take that.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Well, we'll skip that one for now. Let's go to
Roottrees Marguerite. Nothing. Clancy Edward. I've got some ideas though here. So I'm not out of it yet. The Clanced, pronounced Clancid, Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Clancid. Is it named after Clancy Edward Roottrees? who was Elias's son and the Roottrees Candy Company's head lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in the online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never fully been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. Interesting. The Clansed Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about the Roottrees versus RR in 1994. That might be Red Roottree. While looking into the Clansed Trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. Okay, so now things are getting real interesting. So, okay. So now we've got motives, Babe, for this curse of the Roottrees.
Yeah.
Because every quarter of the year, was it the profits, right? So every quarter, the profits are split among the bank accounts for each blood relative. And they're only accessible when they reach 18, which means that the fewer number of living relatives there are, the fewer number of living blood relatives, the bigger the piece of pie you get as a living member. So there is a benefit to killing off your blood relatives, and especially doing so before they reach 18, because then I would assume that money that they had would then go back into the pool and get divided up again, because they never had access to it. They never got it. You might have noticed that, remember we were talking about the ages of the Roottrees sisters? One of them at her oldest was going to be like 19 or 20, maybe 21 at her oldest. That's the oldest of the 3 sisters, right?
Yeah.
Vicious. I thought maybe the main focus here was going to be about the presidency of the company. No,
it's more probably that they're killing each other off.
Well, now that's what it seems like. Because before, too, the curse before we were looking at it was also focusing itself on... the curse before was focusing on the presidency, what we were reading, and not this. So I want to see the Roottrees versus RR. Can you close the door?
Huh? Oh.
There's a lot of barking going on. It's not being picked up on the mics yet, but if they start running down the hallway over here, it might be picked up. The Roottrees versus RR. You find very few details about this particular incident with regards to the Clansed Trust. A student that attended the lecture about it wrote the following on a Legal Oddities website. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock. And second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clansed Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. There is no additional information online. This goes back to what I was saying, where the person we're helping might be like an illegitimate child.
Yeah.
So if we can prove that this person that we're helping is a blood relative, then they are locked in.
Yep.
And then I wanted to look at the five-piece
guarantee.
What's that? The five-piece guarantee, in combination with the Clanstead Trust, was Elias Roottree's attempt to ensure that the Roottree Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Roottree's president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Combined with the Clanstead Trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was smart or successful decision is widely debated both online and in person by economics enthusiasts of all levels. All right, so this one hundo confirms that this is not about the presidency at all, because as the president, your salary is only tied to the price of a box of 5 pieces. That's your annual salary. So yeah, nobody's trying to become president for the money. Like, that ain't it, Chief.
It makes sense as to why the wife is, a fashion designer for.
Yeah. So you only want to be the president because you want the company to do well, because you need the company to do well for your inheritance as a blood relative for your trust. Okay. Interesting.
Well, at least we found out Edward Clancy is a lawyer.
We did.
But no picture of him? Oh, wait, we have one already.
Yeah, we got a picture. We know he's a lawyer. We know his name. So he's good and locked in. The thing we don't know, spouse.
A waifu.
But so the thing is we might be able to get some of these wives by looking at the, children.
For children.
And there might be like some kind of family gathering. And speaking of which, remember, we got more stuff that we just gained. We haven't looked at that yet because we're going through methodically, though. Like right now, we're checking some of these names that we haven't looked up yet to see if it just mentions, and then they married this person or their children were this person. If we don't Google these names, if we don't spider search these names at least once, we might be kicking ourselves later on. Like right there, we just learned a bunch of stuff that we might have not known if we didn't look up his name. Because that was super important lore stuff.
Elias Jr.
And this one here, because of this top secret, this might be all very important. All right. Elias Jr. Root.
Nothing. What?
Oh no, what am I? It's because it's not Elias Jr. Roottree. It's Elias Roottree Jr. I'm a big dumb dummy head. Elias Roottree Jr.'s name is listed on a website about historical buildings in Butler County. He is listed alongside an old residence that has been preserved called Hunch Top House. You attempt to find more information about the man and the building, but come up empty. So, Butler County. Butler County is located outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. While the Roottrees Candy Company now has its headquarters in the city, the company began on a small farm within the Butler County limits, and the area has a lot of history with the family. The Butler County Times is presumably a local paper there. There are likely articles from over the years involving the Roottrees family and those adjacent. It's been automatically added to your periodical search interface. As a side note, a video game called The Roottrees Are Dead was once set in Butler County, and it turns out the creator never lived in or near Butler County, or even had any connection to Butler County. Fascinating.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so... actually, hold on. Go back. I'll look up. A small feature details a building that Elias Roottrees Jr.'s architecture firm worked on called Hunchetop House. It also mentions that Elias Jr. was Elias's oldest son. Hunchetop House seems unrelated to the Roottrees. Oh god, it's Spooky pushing the door open to come. The door opened next, like over here, like just off camera, like in front of me, and there's just a dark hallway outside, so the door opens and there's just nothing there, and I'm like, what the? Oh, it was Suki. Scared the crap out of me at first. Hi, Suki, where you at? Suki girl.
It's right there behind you.
It's Suki. Oh, her back and neck are all wet because she's been playing with Esper. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. What else are we doing now? Okay, so that helped us get at least his occupation as an architect.
Architect.
But I want to learn more about the man. So let's instead search for Elias Root.
No. Type in Roottrees.
Just Roottrees?
Yeah.
The Butler County Times has played host to many Roottrees advertisements over the years for many of their products, including 5 pieces. They flood the results.
Fascinating.
Is there anyone that we have struggled to find info? Margolite. Nothing relevant. Correct magazine or newspaper name. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find really anything there. Okay. We can come back to it as Butler County Times in case there's like an event that happens specifically.
That's Suki.
What? Oh, it's Suki. Too. Okay,
I guess we could look at the new evidence unless we're still looking for others.
but at least we got his stuff put in. No, we want to look up
we need
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn.
Yeah. Spiders. Oh my god. Spiller. Alright, Can't I...
Do you want to know who Mr. Morden?
Can I highlight and... No. I want to describe your name. Okay. Window line.
Just put in Gwen, then Dolin.
Yeah, but like I couldn't remember if there was like an E at the end. Nothing relevant to Gwendolyn Tree.
Is there anything in the periodicals about her?
Probably not, but heck. Also, I should probably put in Roottrees here.
That's Margolite, not
Yeah, I know.
Gwendolyn.
I said, let me put in Roottree at the end of Margolite. No, okay. All right. Let's see. Lauren Roottree, we already looked up her. We didn't see anything about her husband.
Or like children.
Did we have any? Okay, so we got those pictures. God, I want to visually look around this. I don't want to. That's photos.
Wait.
No, baby, I'm just. Hold on. I wanted to look at.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we weren't done with the Life Between Wars stuff for Lauren. This is what I was looking for. Because that's going to be her husband. And that's a picture of her. The below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottree's diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottree on the notable... What? What?
Sorry, I'm talking to my...
Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottree is on the notable Roottrees list, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob died in the final month of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son, Clark, alone. Lauren never remarried and only had one child. By skimming the page of the diary, you gleaned the following information. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottree Candy Company and helped write the legal document called the Clansted Trust. It's clear from the context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. 5 pieces. The first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation. The next generation, Lauren's generation. The Free Spirits, the generation after Lauren's, including her son.
Including her son.
1953 complaints. An entry titled okay, so let's go before we move on to complaints. Let's go put this stuff in. Yeah, so let's go put this in, because this, once again, man, this diary is just these diary things. All right, so Jacob Rafferty, and then this.
We have a picture of him.
Oh, that's true. We do. And we've got another picture of her here.
Yep.
And we've got, and here was Clark Rafferty. We don't have any other information there, but that's Clark.
We do have the last name of the mom.
Yes, which was
Cosell.
Sarah Cosell. Awesome. Trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think so, but I just now realized, wait, some of these people, we do have the other pictures, so we might as well slot them in where we have them. Okay. Back to the notes. So something interesting to note is that we still don't know who the second president was. We still don't know who took over after the original.
Because we got the dad was the 5th.
Yeah, we don't have anything from here to here, except to know
Ernie?
that. Yeah, we know that Ernie guy was 4th, but we don't, and we know what generation he's in.
Guy and Ernie were third and fourth. Yeah, we don't have second.
Right. And that's the free generation down here. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have the foundering, we have the 5 pieces, we have the next generation, and then we have the free generation. Okay. Or the free spirits, I should say. Okay, so here this would have talked about clan said trust as well. So now we'll move on to complaints. Compliance, okay. An entry titled Compliance seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwyn, who is on the notable. Okay. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Wait, you sure? No, this is fucking complaints, babe. Don't you gaslight me.
What?
It's complaints.
What did I say?
You said compliance.
Oh.
I was saying complaints.
Oh
It seems
goodness,
everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, I should read it as. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. Okay, so yeah, Aunt Margot. So Margot was the mother of Gwyn. Yeah, but we already got that. I hoped she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in starlit and tell tales of how she gallivants. Ooh, that's gonna be... Hold on. This is going to get me... Starlet was a magazine that started with the colorization of film and went until around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with a focus on famous actors and actresses. Didn't much go into any other aspects of filmmaking and Hollywood news. We did get a picture for that, because that's going to get us... It didn't get us a picture?
It got us something for the periodicals, probably.
Oh, the periodicals. That's what I mean. Starlet, because that's gonna get us. Was it just Gwyn?
Yeah, Gwyn.
Give me a picture.
Okay, let's go back to this because
I want to get that picture. I want to get the other picture though. Hold on.
Oh.
Ben's often Starlet. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce. From Wild Bill Williams. Baby.
Okay. Where's Gwyn? Where is Gwyn? Where's... Wild... Billy? Williams Billy.
Williams isn't coming up with anything. William.
Go back to the name again. Maybe it's like that was probably like a nickname. Bill.
Boris, 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. And others mention that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There's also an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name, and she answered, the power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottrees has power. Cornwall. Linus Cornwall. Okay, so we got that. But Roottrees has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild combined with the alliteration Williams is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband. So consider this a Starlit exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams. But we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both our family names for the next generation. Okay, so
Type in Wild Bill William.
yeah, we're gonna... You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get into individual pages from your search engine. Wild Bill Williams was the leading man of some non-notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Grave. Ooh, that's a good one. Which has yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information about that film. He was known for his good looks and off-screen romances, especially with blondes. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party, and that she was already aware of his reputation. Did you know trivia? Wild Bill grew up in Paris, France. He returned there often. Okay, so if he grew up in Paris, France, Williams is probably Wild Bill and Williams. He's probably French.
So
What?
what's his name?
I don't know.
Maybe type in one of the movies he's been in.
Well, one of the movies is Fortune Favors
the Grave.
You find some information on a website about old films. Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah, Williams isn't coming. Grew up in Paris, France, and he returned there often. They went back there. It's okay, so real quick, they're going to stick. So they did split up. And supposedly they had a child, at least one. They said they were going to stick with the name Roottrees, and that it was going to have alliteration. So just like Wild Bill Williams has alliteration, this was going to have alliteration. So it should either be Robert Roottrees or Ronald Roottrees, because those are the two that have alliteration. They might have been twins.
Oh, they might have twins.
Robert. Bill can be short for Robert, can't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I
thought we'd go like Robbie.
I know Bob is short for Robert. I think Bill is short for Will, though. I think Bill is short for William, not Robert. Hold on. Okay, we gotta figure this out. Paris. There's something we can look up dealing with Paris. Like, why are they giving us that? Marilyn Monroe. But she was already aware, so like that's just saying, oh, like he goes after blonde. Pregnant again.
Okay, so she had 2 kids already. A kid already.
Right. Your grandfather. Wild. Repurposed for himself. Because he didn't have a famous name. Are we certain that, look here, nobody on this list is Williams? No Williams. Oh, there's a Forsyth.
Is there a Bill?
No, there's no Bill. Trees. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to come back to that. I was really hoping, though, we'd get a...
Maybe try typing Wild Bill in here.
Wild Bill Williams was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and
His name
gossip
is Walter Sykes.
about who he had been. Can you stop jumping forward, please?
Sorry.
While I'm reading? At least don't do it out loud. With stories and gossip about who he had been seen with in public. Blondes mostly. 3 specific passages stand out. The first mentions one of his first roles was under his real name, Walter Forsythe. Awesome. The second is an interview. Although he doesn't mention her by name, you determine from context he's talking about Gwyn Roottrees. An apology to all... Oh, that's right. He's French, right? An apology to all the ladies. I am actually talking. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it, that son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbing. It wasn't his fault. Apparently, the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. I got the last laugh though. I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know now I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. How was that? Ironically, the third is a room.
Oh, I was just reading.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that sounded very much like a Wild Bill Williams who comes from Paris, France. Ironically, the third is a rumor that his divorce from Gwyn was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwyn arguing in public. She was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwyn announced she was divorcing Wild Bill, and also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumor more credibility. So yeah, she did have 2 children, but we're still not sure exactly who they were. Reader on...
We just know that they were doing names in alliteration.
Exactly. Yeah.
We could try typing in the names of the
So,
children.
Walter Forsythe, we can put that name in it. It's funny because that's the one I called out while we were in here. Like, oh, look, Walter Forsythe. Yeah, because we don't. The thing is, we just don't know who's who yet. But hold on, let's hold off a little bit because I'm still not done running down this rabbit hole with it. Because now we can put in here maybe Walter Forsythe. No, okay, that just brings this up again. And again, Gwen was just this. I wanted to take a look at this one last time to see if you know what? We could do a shot in the dark though, because we know about the alliteration thing.
I was just thinking we could just type in their names and see if they
Yeah,
gave us like an age.
Robert and Ronald.
Yeah.
Robert and Ronald. Let's try that. Oh, and also apparently just typing in their first names works for the thing. So nothing. Okay.
Try typing in spider search.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next spot.
Okay.
And then Ronald. Because if, you know, as an actress, one of them might have stuck to like that kind of world, no? All right. I do want to put in the hold on. Let me do the no, not you. This one. What's up with the fucking music right now? You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available. Yes, this site is not broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Walter Forsythe is listed in the cast of a movie called Gal in the Gang, which was directed by Bruce Throckmorton. It appears to be a low-budget comedy, but no other information about it anywhere else. That gal in the gang might just be... Or no?
Maybe Bruce Throckmorton.
No, there's this is nothing. Yeah, it's not. I knew it wasn't gonna be related to the Roottrees at all. Damn, how is there nothing else about this, about her pregnancies or her babies? And she was a freaking actress.
An actor and an actress.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang.
Even if he was a small time actor, even if both of them were small time, still. Let's say Earth's fucking
No.
let me look at Gwen's one last time and see if there's like any other keywords I might want to. Oh, here we go. Let's try. Located Paris.
Well, we know it has to be one because they said they were going to lean into alliteration.
Maybe take out win. I don't know. This might be a dead end for now. Okay, back to this.
Oh,
Gets to be in Starlit. Also, we didn't even get a picture from her like in the Starlit tabloid, right? She gets to be in Starlit, and this even talks about her visage stares at me from it, and tells tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild. Jesus fucking Christ. Who the shit is Harrison Lane now? You find some information on a website about, oh my god, if I have to go to another VHS website. The site is not very well organized. I guess this is the 90s, so it has to be VHS. The site is not very well organized, blah, blah, blah. Harrison Lane was a television actor with a major role in Guys Like Us films. His largest role
has no connection to the Roottrees. What?
was as the villain in the first season of the years due to the popularity of Guys Like Us video brought. No joy. Mr. There's no. Harrison Lane seems to be dead end. Okay. Cool. All right. She's the first Roottrie woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. That's good to know. That tells us a lot.
Yay!
God damn, this person really tells us a lot of information. Booyah!
You're listening to
Am I being abducted?
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale.
Streaming
In the
for
wake of
3
the
hours,
accident
dude.
that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
Yeah, because the shadowy person that's helping us is not fucking
Keeps
official.
giving them to-
I'm sure we have.
Oh.
I'm sure we have that picture in our inventory, but we haven't looked at it yet because I'm trying to be methodical about this shit. I'm not trying to jump around just because we're getting given stuff. But I do want to search this up real quick. WRTD, right?
Yeah, RTD. Again, WRTD News.
WRTD News is your local investigative jazz radio station.
Oh, break time, honey.
No, we're just gonna keep playing for yeah, I guess we can do break time. Well, how many hours are we looking to stream today? Are we looking to go 4 hours?
It's up to
Because if we're looking to do 3, then we should just be streaming for a little bit longer and then stop.
you, baby.
Let's do a break and then we'll go for 1 more hour and then we'll stop.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we're just finally starting to sink our teeth into this. All right.
There's so much information.